Hey everyone, it's Tony George from Doc Sports. It's Tuesday, and that means Week 4 NFL opening line report, where I ask you to leave your comments, your picks, your parlays, your teasers in the comments section, and I will react to them. We'll filter some out, the haters, the F-bombs, the porn sites, all the different links that people stick in there. Try and get you to come to their page for whatever reason, and then I'll post your comments and I will react to them. We get hundreds upon hundreds of comments a week. I can't get to all of them. I got to cap games during the week and, other things, but I do come in a couple, 2 or 3 times and post some and react to them. These are just initial reactions, my initial thoughts. I haven't seen all the lines. I've seen some of them. This is very early on Tuesday morning on a pouring down rain day in Kansas City. Cheers. Let's have a cup of Java. Let's just sit around and take a look at the opening lines and see what we think. A crazy week this last weekend. 7 games went down to the wire. They were decided in the final 3 minutes. Some wild endings. We went 3-1 on Sunday. We'll take it. 4-1 in the prop market, which is really good. Hit a top play. Passed on the Monday night game, which was wild. We'll talk about that. Let's go ahead and pull up the games and see what's happening on Thursday night. We have a divisional game with Seattle on the road at Arizona. Arizona opened up -1, total 43.5. Arizona got beat. They're one of those teams that got beat in the last minute. Matt Jones, believe it or not, quarterback in the Niners in that one. Seattle just cakewalk through New Orleans. Who's not going to? I could only lean Arizona and maybe over in that. Here's one on Sunday. The Minnesota Vikings at the Pittsburgh. Oh, this one's in Ireland or overseas. I think it's in Ireland. Minnesota 2.5. They blew doors off of Cincinnati with Carson Wentz in that game. Pittsburgh, the recipient last week of 5 turnovers, has still only managed 21 points. I think Rodgers had less than 140 yards throwing the ball. They were able to get the win, though. I had Pittsburgh in my Circa Millions contest. I won't this week. I could only lean Minnesota, believe it or not. And that totals 41.5. I mean, the Patriots outgained Pittsburgh. Yeah, I can only lean Minnesota there. Washington -2.5 at Atlanta. What happened to Atlanta? What was that? That was a debacle against Carolina. A lot of people took Carolina. I stayed away from it. Washington's on the road, laying 2.5. The status of Daniels needs to be known. Be careful of what you saw last week and converting it into this week. $45's the total. I could only lean Atlanta, believe it or not. Detroit, huge win on Monday night at home. Here we go, 10.5 over Cleveland. Off the last second win against Green Bay, I could only take the points, maybe put Cleveland in a teaser. Total 46.5 is too high. It's too high. I'd lean under in that game for the best bet. That thing move? That dropped down to 8.5, yeah. Stay away from it now with Cleveland, but I'd take the under. Chargers at the New York Giants. Giants at home getting 6. 0-3 versus 3-0. Tough divisional game. I think Wilson's going to be pretty much done in New York. If he does start, he's going to be on a very short leash this week. 44 is the total. Under, and I could only lean New York. Tennessee getting 7 at Houston. What's Houston doing laying 7 to anybody? Total 39.5. Houston's offense is putrid. They're my only loss last week. 0-2 teams, that are supposed to win their division and be playoff bound. You think they're going to not go 0-3. They looked absolutely horrific. They have no offensive line. You can't lay 7 to anybody. I know Tennessee got waxed, but I mean, you can't run the football. You can't. Their offensive line is horrible. Divisional. Yeah, give me Tennessee. I know it's ugly. Give me Tennessee. I'm not bitter. Carolina +6 at New England. Total 43. Put New England in a teaser. Carolina's playing better ball. They played 6 quarters of football where they should have. I'd take the points. New Orleans getting 17 at Buffalo. I wrote this down because somebody brought this up on Monday. I knew this line. They opened up 17, 47.5. Now it's down to 16.5. The last time that Buffalo was laying 16 or more was in 2021, and they played Houston and they beat them 40-0. This is a total stay away game for me. I mean, if you played New Orleans in a teaser, you'd be getting 22.5. I mean, I don't want anything to do with this game. Philadelphia laying 3 at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay 3-0, won again. I had the Jets last week. Baker Mayfield. I keep talking about him, and I think it's falling on deaf ears. If I had to choose, you offered me 3 quarterbacks in the NFL where the game was on the line in the final 2 minutes, 3 minutes max, and I needed a quarterback to engineer a drive to get down and score, whether it was a touchdown or kick a field goal to win the game, one of the 3 quarterbacks I would choose is Baker Mayfield. Poor man's Brett Favre, unbelievable. Take Philadelphia, total 44.5. Take Philadelphia. Tampa Bay's got a slew of injuries there. Jacksonville getting 3.5 at San Francisco. -3.5. Is Purdy going to play? I don't know. Matt Jones done a good job for him. Jacksonville struggled to beat Houston when Houston couldn't do jack squat. Total 47 might be a bit high. I'd take San Francisco. Colts at the Chargers. Total 49. Chargers 3.5 on the hook. Unbelievable loss against Philadelphia, as you all know. Last play of the game, blocked field goal. And they run it back, game over. Colts have been impressive. Unbelievably impressive. LA's got a sneaky good defense. Run the ball with Williams. They got weapons, good quarterback, great coach. Colts, You know, the only good team the Colts beat, though, 3-0, is Denver. And that required them missing a field goal at the buzzer to end the game and then getting a 15-yard penalty and making it. Other than that, they beat up on a couple of nobodies. Give me LA. 49, that's a high total. Baltimore -3 at Kansas City. I have not seen this line. You know what would concern you? For all the preseason hype about Baltimore, they ain't all that. They ain't all that. Neither's Kansas City. Don't get me wrong. A win over the hapless New York Giants installs very little confidence in my brain about my boys. When you can't run the ball against New York, now we had a 6-unit prop play on Pacheco in that game to go over 41.5 yards. I thought he'd have 60 to 80 because New York can't stop anybody running the ball. And he had 45. And Kansas City did not look good. Still, offensively, something's missing. Whether it's Nagy calling plays or Mahomes missed a couple of real easy passes. They don't have their wideouts yet. I don't know if Worthy's coming back. Baltimore, for all the preseason hype, they can't stop anybody running. I mean, Detroit gutted them on defense. Gutted them. They went on 2 98-yard drives and ran the ball right at them. No trickery, no misdirection, not even stretch plays, running it right up the A-gap and just gutted them. They were falling forward for 8 yards a carry. It was embarrassing. Breaking long runs. Battle of 1 and 2 teams here, total 48. Ravens lost one in Kansas City last year when the guy caught the 2-point conversion when his foot was on the out-of-bounds line in the end zone, or they would have won that game. I don't know what to... This is one you guys chime in. I could only lean Baltimore. Chicago Bears at the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas -1, total 48. Chicago beat the piss out of a bad Dallas team. Chicago in a teaser, total 48, seems a little high. That's an interesting game. That's a coin flip ball game right there. That's a coin flip ball game. I mean, Vegas just got lit up. That's a coin flip ball. It's a stay away game for me. Stay away game. I'd put Chicago in a teaser if you wanted to. If you're a Bears fan and you want to bet them, don't just take the one. You know, Dallas is so bad. And speaking of Dallas, they're at home taking on the Green Bay Packers. You're catching Green Bay off a lot. There's your teaser. Chicago, Green Bay. Let's go with an NFC North teaser. Green Bay down to 0.5 point and Chicago +7. Total 47. Dallas is just a wreck. And now CeeDee Lamb's out. I can only lean Green Bay in there straight up. Total 47. Green Bay could put up 35 on them. Probably lean over. Oh, shoot. We got a doubleheader on Monday night. And I see a 2-team 6-point teaser on Monday night. Jets and Broncos, FYI. The Jets on the road at Miami, laying 3. Total 44.5. 2 0-3 teams. Is Miami's coach playing for his job? Coaching for his job? Might be. Might be. Taylor didn't look all that good at quarterback for the Jets. Don't know what the status of Fields is there, so I can't give you a read. It's a divisional game on a fall number with a team that's probably power rated higher than another one. Has that moved off 3? If that gets to 3, I was going to say it's down to 2.5. If that was to get to 3.5, I'd definitely take the Jets, but over 44.5 looks tasty. Cincinnati, what a debacle against Minnesota. Denver is a 7.5 point favorite off a brutal game. 44.5 is the total. Tease them with the Jets. Get them down. They're down to 7 now. Cincinnati surprisingly is 2-1 and Denver's 1-2. That's the biggest surprise in this game. You just got beat by 38 points on the road. You're going back-to-back roadies. Boy. Denver has played 2 really tough games. They should have beat Indianapolis. They screwed up on that penalty. Chargers could have won either way. I gotta lean I gotta lean Denver there. If it stays 7 or under, I'd lean Denver. Those are my thoughts for this week's NFL. Doc Sports, that's the place to be. There potentially is a game of the year, an 8-unit play on this board I just saw. I didn't overreact to it and tip my hand, but there's potentially a game of the year. There's going to be a 7-unit play for sure on Sunday, if not higher. Doc Sports, free $60. Link in the description below. You've never been a member, we'll park $60 in your new account. Comes with a profit guarantee. There's also a tab on the website at docsports.com. In the upper left-hand corner, we'll park $60 in any new account. Be sure and thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. All kinds of shows. The Gridiron 6-pack every Wednesday, 62% over the last 2 years, over 220-plus game sample size. I put that up every Wednesday with Griff Murphy. So be sure and tune into that. The Vegas Beats, a post-mortem show I do every Monday with Scott Spreitzer. And Doc's Daily every Tuesday as well. So be sure and get over to docsports.com. Leave your comments. Good luck this week with your baseball, your WNBA, baseball playoffs right around the corner. NHL getting ready to start. NBA around the corner. We're knee-deep in college and pro football. It's a great time of the year.